I wake up early in the morning, round the crack of dawn, and wait till my niggas like, what's up? Hey man, y'all gonna get up off Soulja Boy, man. Y'all gonna get up off Soulja Boy, man. That man did not flop. Like, okay, 13,000 sales in a week. In today's standards, you know, and today's misinformation and just people not knowing or not caring or not giving anybody the benefit, I guess you could say that's considered a flop. But as an artist, I would not want my album to have a lifespan of a week. So I couldn't say, you know, I couldn't say 13,000 only in a week, you know, and so I flop, so I need to give up. Because, okay, if I haven't sold but 13,000 after like 6 months, then that's when I would consider myself, well, I wouldn't consider myself, but that's when I would consider it to be a flop. If like, say 6 months from now you ain't sold but 13,000, then yeah, you might need to go back to rapping school or some shit, you know what I'm saying? But 13,000 in a week, in the day and age of people not buying music, people aren't buying anything, so everything should be considered a flop. You know what I'm saying? When the iPad came out, how many people bought that in the first week? You know what I'm saying? It's like everything, anything that you can get for free now is basically not selling in the market that it's in. Like bootleg movies. You know what I'm saying? You could go find anybody who gonna have any movie that you want. Whereas there's Netflix, Blockbuster, Redbox, you know, all these DVD rental places that are losing right now because of the fact that you can watch movies, you know, online, on your PlayStation, go get it from Joe Blow down the street. It's so much free shit. Like, even with music, people can just download now. So why buy? You know what I'm saying? Why buy anything? So it's like you can't really call dude a flop. But on the other hand, in my opinion, what I feel like Soulja Boy needs to do, and I'm gonna use this as an example. Take Bow Wow for instance, since everybody's trying to throw Bow Wow in this mix with Soulja Boy. Take Bow Wow for example. Bow Wow also went through this phase of, damn, I can't, where my people at? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, Soulja Boy got over 2 million, almost, he going on 2.5, he going on almost 3 million people on Twitter. So to sell 13,000 albums, yeah, that should look like a flop in comparison to all these people that sit up on Twitter all day. Oh, Soulja Boy, hey, you know, and eat his dick. Yeah, if you ain't bought my album, but you sitting up tweeting me all day, I would be sitting on Twitter right now blocking motherfuckers. You didn't buy my album? Block. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna follow me at this point, you need to have TwitPic. I got the album. You know what I'm saying? Something, because that's damn near. I see why he haven't come back, cause he probably been reading his Twitter. His DM probably full of bullshit. His @ replies are probably full of bullshit. Everybody that ain't had no thoughts on Soulja Boy now are trying to gloat in his face. You didn't sell no album. You know, and it's like, come on, man. But let me get back to my example. With Bow Wow, he had to realize that his fans basically outgrew him. So it was like, you know, because when Bow Wow was little, all his fans were essentially the same age as him. You know, so everybody was just Bow Wow crazed. But then they all grew up, but didn't let him grow up. He grew up too, but they didn't let him grow up. You know, Bow Wow was going on 23 years old, and people were still little Bow Wow. You know, and they wouldn't let him grow up to be a man. You know, even though he was in real life, you know, had women, had cars, had houses, stupid money. People still wanted to identify with him as being little Bow Wow. And it took for him to put a pole in the basement to damn turn chicks out, to mess with cat stacks, to, you know, go through all these breakups and all this. It took all that for people to finally accept and get with Cash Money. And I feel like really and truly the move from Jermaine and Columbia or whatever label he was on, the move from away from that to be with Cash Money and be allowed to grow up or let his music grow up, I think that was the best move that he made. Because he even turned that into, well, if y'all ain't gonna listen, y'all gonna watch. I'm gonna get in the movies. You know, and look at the position that he sits in now. And with Soulja Boy, it's kind of the opposite. Like, Bow Wow's fans outgrew him. But with Soulja Boy, he has outgrown his fans. Like, you know, you still trying to cater to all these little young motherfuckers. Like, you know, when you was cranked that and dancing around and bird walking and, you know, and all those little kiddie songs and blowing kisses and shit like that. Because, I mean, come on, you going on 21, 22, you can't be blowing no damn kisses. That shit is just, no. Grown ass man don't blow no kisses. You either kissing fucking or you ain't doing neither of the two. But he has outgrown his fans. You know, and his music is at a point where it needs to grow up. Because if you stick to catering to the young crowd, you know, the which is the blowing me kisses crowd, if you stick to that, when they get tired of you, you gonna really flop. Because that demographic is based on whatever's trendy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why it's kind of declining right now, because they're too trendy to really support you. Like the support that you need. Because for one, you gotta look at it. If all your fans are like 12, 13 years old, their attention span is on so many other things. They trying to maintain having a phone. You know, they all about my BlackBerry. You know, they all on that now. Or my iPhone, or my this, or my that, my shoes, my skinny jeans, my shirt, my new jacket. They're not worried about my new album that I need to go and buy from this artist that I like. Because they can download Lil B or any of these 50,000 million other rappers on Twitter or whatever other websites. So they're not concerned with supporting a real artist. You know what I'm saying? And because they're trendy. But you get people like me who fuck with real music on your team. You get other people who right now saying, fuck Soulja Boy, he's flopped, he's this, he's that. You get those type of people on your team, they will support you. And you know, it's like you've outgrown the type of music that you've been doing. So you need to step your music up. Because if you keep it at the level where it's at, speaker going bammer. Like, I like that little song, but I don't see it around 5 years from now. I don't see any of the stuff that you've been putting out lately 5 years from now. But then when you think about, I gotta go back to Bow Wow. When you think about Bow Wow and the Chris Brown collaborations that he doing, this nigga on the side of a mountain talking about I'm getting married. Like, that's some grown shit. Regardless of how far-fetched it might be, it's some grown shit. And grown people are accepting of things that they can relate to. A grown motherfucker can't relate to the speakers going bammer and blowing kisses. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you don't have that support. But you could. You know, I don't totally count dude out. I don't feel like he has flopped. I really don't. I'm not gonna call him a flop because for one, he's still young, he's still marketable, he still has the support of the business people around him. You know, the fact that they ain't say, you didn't sell over 13,000, we're gonna drop you. Or Twitter didn't say, well shit, we ain't even verifying your shit no more, cause shit. You know, the fact that people didn't do that, he still has a chance. He still has a chance to turn his shit around. But he ultimately has to realize, I've outgrown my fans. So you're going to need to do some type of music. I mean, you're from Atlanta. You got Jeezy. You got Usher. Usher sitting at home right now, like, looking at the phone. Like, damn, is anybody going to call me to do a song? You know what I'm saying? You could have banged out a song with Usher. Like, that shit with Trey Songz, that didn't even sound like Trey Songz on the Trey Songz song. And then it was, oh my God, it was terrible. But it's like, nobody's fucking with Usher right now. Usher would have been the person I would have went to go get at. Usher knows Atlanta. Usher gets respect in Atlanta. You and Usher would have banged out a song together. I bet you that would be a hit. Some kind of song about Atlanta, like when him and Lil Jon hooked up. That was a hit. You know what I'm saying? It's like niggas ain't thinking no more. They just recording. They just recording to get some shit out there to say, I got a song out there. Go download my shit. I ain't downloading a damn thing. I haven't. The last album that I bought. What was the last album that I bought? The last album that I bought was probably T.I. Paper Trail. Like real shit. T.I. Paper Trail. And it's like, look at where the trail led his ass. And I ain't bought an album since then. If I buy anybody's album, it's gonna be some old shit. Like albums, cause I had a whole chunky CD book that had got stolen out of my car one time. And like The Chronic and The Roots Live and Erykah Badu Live and Sade, and that's my type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That I listen to grown people music. And you know, if I start back buying CDs, which I doubt I will, I'll probably just find that shit on YouTube, turn it into an MP3, and be done. Because people aren't buying. Like, you know, like I start this video off, people are not buying. So you can't really call dude a flop. You know, but on the other hand, if you call him a flop, what you think your music is going to be? All y'all that's out there with these 50,000 million mixtapes that y'all giving away for free with no sound scan, no barcodes, no BDS spins, no, you know, it ain't in nobody's marketplace. What you think your music gonna do if a man who's signed to a label can't sell a record? People aren't buying records. It's not like he straight flopped. If this had been 10 years ago and he sold only 13,000, period, yeah, it would be considered a flop. If 6 months from now he still only sold 13,000 or less than even 100,000, call it a flop. But I'd rather call it a fluke, because you can't just measure a person's success in a week. I would want my album to be relevant for way longer than a week. So you saying if I don't sell platinum in a week, I need to just go hang it up? No, if it takes the rest of the year to go platinum, I would be happy with that. Because in the meantime of that, you're doing shows, He might, you know, and then people even mad like, why he ain't responding on Twitter? He might not even be in the country. I mean, that doesn't make a difference. And I'm not trying to make excuses for dude, you know. But would you, if you know whatever the first word out of your mouth is gonna be, people gonna flip that and turn it around and be like, but you only sold 13,000 albums, nigga. What you got to say about that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you want to face y'all right now? Y'all some vicious motherfuckers, man. And it takes thick skin like I got to face y'all in times where people think they have an upper hand on you. It's the internet, man. And nobody should ever be in fear of being online. Now, you walk outside your door and there's people out there, we hate Soulja Boy. You know, that's when you need to, you know, beef up security and all that shit. But some motherfuckers talking shit on the internet? Come on, man. Never run. I never ever ran from the Ku Klux Klan, and I shouldn't have to run from a black man. I'm out. Support Soulja Boy, man.